welcome back to Plug and Play EV. I'm Steve, and you joined me a little west of Boise, Idaho to check out a quick charge session on the Starbucks-Volvo partnership. So let's plug the Ioniq 5 in and see how it compares to the other CPOs. Let's go. This even has a pull in. Anyway, this is the one I want. Immediate recognition. Let's see if this reaches. Yeah, just about. Can't really do much with it. Just kind of move it a little bit closer so it's not so taut. But anyway. Waiting for EV. Firing right up. Well, pretty quick. So this is Nampa, Idaho. 2 ChargePoint Express Plus. And they're 200 kilowatts. 5 power bricks in there, I guess. About 40 kilowatts each. And not quite full power, but we'll see what's limiting that. It doesn't really matter. The whole point here, I guess, is that you go in and grab your drink and any snack items and then come back out and see where you are on charge. So for an Ioniq 5, although we can max out the 125 kilowatts of a paired CFE 250, it's nicer to have these ChargePoint Express Plus units to get closer to that 200 kilowatt kind of level. But in this case, we'll see where it goes, because I've got the power graph that the ChargePoint app will give. So let's run in, use the restroom, grab a drink and a snack, and see how a Starbucks break compares with a charging session. Okay, drink and food secured and a restroom break. You can see ADA compliant space, clear signage, EV charging preferred. You'd hope people would see this, it's fairly clear. Again, you do have the CHAdeMO handle, so that's a good deal. This says 200 kilowatt DC, so I would guess that's up to your 100 kilowatt. I'll take some pictures of the handles when my hands are free. But it's also lost its cable management for the CHAdeMO side. So again, this one seems to work mainly because of the position, but it's not the best in the world, and I think the CPE 250 swing arm was a little more elegant. But let's see where we've got to. You can hear roads. There's also Denny's nearby. Hasn't really ramped up much higher. Got to 144 kilowatts. Still says it'll be 15 minutes to 80%, which isn't awful, but not getting that 200 kilowatts that we'd like. So I've been on for 8 minutes. So I think it's fair to say they were pretty quick in there. It's getting closer to closing time. So maybe you could say 10-minute stop for a restroom break, food, beverage, and a quick sit. Obviously, if you were staying in and eating, you'd easily eat up another 10 minutes, so that would be plenty of time to get mostly to 80%. Doesn't look like I'm going to ramp to much more than 150 here. And again, not shared with anybody. The power's not being distributed in any problematic way. I've seen the Ioniq 5 on Electrify America stations getting 200 pretty quickly after that initial slow start. So I may actually go and just see what the Electrify America station does as well, just to compare, because there's one not too far down the road here. You can see there's one in Boise West, then another in Mountain Home, Idaho. So maybe I'll go there, plug into the 350, and see how it compares to this 10-15 minutes on a ChargePoint. That'll be a good example of a Starbucks stop, 10-15 minutes, and what you would get in an Ioniq 5. Now we're giving up about 50 kilowatts here of what it should do, but you could easily add on another 5 minutes to eat in and get pretty close to 80%. Okay, so 14 minutes rounding up. 14 minutes on, $11.32. It's 45 cents per kilowatt hour, 25 kilowatt hours delivered. That's what you'll get in an Ioniq 5 on the Starbucks-Volvo collab. Let's go and do a quick comparison against a nearby Electrify America. Okay, comparison is pretty close actually. I think it was around 14% that we had the Starbucks charger. It was certainly in the teens and relatively low, so this should be fair. So it's Electrify America Mountain Home, Idaho, which seems like quite a nice little spot actually. Number 2, and let's see what we start up with. There's more power here, we know that, from 200 kilowatts to 350 kilowatts, but we never saw the 200 kilowatts on the ChargePoint Express Plus. These are older units, so sometimes Electrify America has been criticised for not delivering. Certainly the startup is slower. The ChargePoint units are always pretty quick, and that one seemed to be up right away. There were a few things there, but I think you'll find this will be a quicker charge again. I think we'll get up to high hundreds initially, which will already beat the Starbucks charger. And from there, I wouldn't be surprised if we ramp up above 200. This has been pretty consistent for me. There you go, right from the off. Already at 216, 217, so that'll ramp, and we can expect to get to 80% in 21 minutes, it says. So I think I will go in. We'll know what it peaks at because the Electrify America report will tell us, and I'll try and get out before it hits 13-14 minutes so we can compare what we would get on this versus a stop at the Starbucks. Okay, so dead on actually, 13 minutes there. And in the time it took us to get from mid-teens to about 50-55% I think on the Volvo charger, 73-74%. So added a solid 60% back there, still doing 117 kilowatts, which isn't a whole lot below the best that the Starbucks Volvo effort gave us. And you can see it did just turn to 14. You're giving up about 20-25% in an Ioniq 5, assuming that the equipment works as expected, which, to be honest, every Electrify America has, with possibly 1 or 2 exceptions. The older equipment, worse reputation, but a better charge overall.